Yeah, so hi guys, please unmute yourself and feel free to ask any query if you have it on this particular topic. I do see one of the query from Sampath that any network hardware, can you please explain with example? Sampath, I think you might have got the idea. Any network hardware means basically what I'm saying that, see, why do I need a network hardware? This is one of the misconception a lot of learners are having it actually. See, why do I need a network hardware? The reason is that, imagine this is my ESXi host. This is my another ESXi host, right? This is, let's say, and I have a router implementation. This is my ESXi NSX routing, which can enable communication between VM1 to VM2, which are in two different networks. But just imagine if I don't have a hardware here, if I don't have a physical hardware here, how would my packet will go out of this ESXi host and reach out to this ESXi host? I need to have some transport device, right? I need to have some transport device which interconnect these two ESXi hosts. Because VMware is always into the virtual space. VMware is not having any hardware solutions, right? So that is what we are saying, that we need to have a hardware in place. If these two ESXi hosts in two different networks, then I need to deploy one router to connect these guys. And that what we are saying, that having this router means you don't need to buy any expensive router where they charge a lot of money, right? Today you need a router which is generic router because the intelligence is right there in these router. These router have a lot of capabilities, but I need this router as a transport device where it takes the packet and just forward to this guy. So I need someone to take the packet and forward to my next hop. And that is what the meaning of network hardware. Does it make sense, Sampath?
Yes, Niranjan.
Okay. Any more question on this topic?
And Niranjan, one more thing. Hello.
Tell me. Tell me. I can hear
Yeah.
you.
Yes. So whatever the packets coming from the outside, that has to be will be going through the software-based NSX to the VM, right? So if there is any data transfer or anything.
Yeah, correct. So see, when any packet is coming, right? So let's say my VM is running a web server. For example, let's say www.xyz.com, right?
Yeah.
So your user will be hitting that request to your xyz.com, right? But just to explain you that, right? I mean, the way we see that, right? Let's say this is my ESXi host, right? This is my virtual machine. This has a virtual switch, which is your traditional networking. And then let's say this is my, and here I have some router. Just imagine that this is the router capabilities and this is my firewall capabilities. So now this is my internet. So this guy is connected to, let's say, internet. My ESXi host, I have an internet reachability, and here I am a user, right? So as a user, when I go and hit this website, so my website is running on my VM, right? xyz.com, correct? So the moment when I hit this particular website, what will happen? The packet has to go all the way from internet. It has to enter to my ESXi host. ESXi host firewall will decide that first the packet has to be delivered to the VM or not. The firewall decide that no, it's a malicious packet or it's supposed we don't have a firewall rule to allow this communication. The firewall itself will drop it. Packet will never reach to the VM. So what I'm saying, so that is the whole ideation of the network security, right? First, network and security solution. So first, the networking will make sure that how to reach to that end destination, right? Or maybe
Yes.
then you will have a probably firewall in place, but the firewall will inspect that should the communication should be allowed or not. The firewall itself says that no communication should be allowed. Then the packet will be dropped there itself. It will never even reach your VM also.
Okay. So here nothing but instead of the physical hardware, everything is made as in a software, right?
Correct. Exactly. That is the
O-
whole ideation. That is the
Okay.
whole ideation. So now your firewall, routing, VPN, load balancer capabilities is right there in the ESXi host. So you don't need to buy any external firewall now anymore.
Yeah, yeah, got it. Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, I won't say anymore. You have to buy external firewall for some other reasons actually. Okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying that is because we have a different kind of implementation, right? There's a different implementation. If you go and talk about the design architecture, I can explain you more into that. But just for this particular discussion, I would say that, you know, you need to earlier days you need to buy a firewall to achieve the micro segmentation. Today you don't need to buy even a single rupee investment. You need to do it to achieve the same micro segmentation, and that I'll explain you basically going forward. Okay, because everything is in the software now. Sampath.
Okay.
Okay. What is the scope of work for networking and security folks in NSX? So Deepan has a question. What is the scope of work for networking and security folks in NSX? See, Deepan, the networking and security, I mean, NSX professional are responsible for managing the entire networking and security solutions, which means that any application which is running on your virtual machine or being hosted on the virtual machine, as an NSX professional, you are responsible to provide the network connectivity where the application can have an inbound access, outbound access by having the right routing solution in place or the routing capabilities in place and the firewall security in place. So you need to have to manage, you have to manage the entire security posture of your data center. That's a typical. So earlier days we used to have a dedicated network team, dedicated security team. Now it's not there anymore. Now there's a one team which will be taking networking and security as well.
Okay, that's
So
what
that
my
is what
question.
NSX professional will be doing it.
Okay, that's what my question is.
I hope it answers your query, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Any more question, guys, before we move on to the next topic?
I have one doubt, Niranjan. Initially, you told in three web servers, I am getting the traffic from the load balancer. Suppose you
Correct.
told one VM got failed, some of the
Correct.
reasons. So that time the traffic which is triggering to the failed VM, usually it will got failed, right?
No, 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 no.
You
That is the
told
whole
that there
ideation
will
of.
be no downtime.
Correct. There will be no downtime, right? Because that is the whole ideation of load balancer.
But suppose in my load balancer IP, I have assigned the three VMs. One of the VM got down. If the traffic
Correct.
is go to that VM, usually it will got failed, right?
No, no, traffic will never go to that VM. That is
So
where we have health check
how to control that?
implementation, right? So see, if you look at the load
Mm-hmm.
balancer, right? So
So
you
in this
always hit the load
scenario,
balancer IP,
mm,
right? You always hit the load balancer IP,
mm,
and load
yes.
balancer internally will go and divert the traffic to the available healthy machines, right? That is where the load balancer implementation, if you see, right, they always keep checking the health check of the system. Every 3 seconds, the health check will be happening. Every 1 second, the request is being sent,
Okay.
and I am not getting the response to the 3 consecutive requests. I'll mark it as a fail, and load balancer
Okay.
will make sure that he never forward the traffic to that VM, only to the available two VMs. So there is no downtime
Okay. So
for that.
it will take care for the load balancer. If
Yes.
any VM down, it will not share the traffic. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
exactly. That is the whole ideation. I mean, if you are aware about the basic NIC teaming implementation, right? This is how VMware also does the NIC teaming. If one of your adapter goes down in the NIC teaming, do you see any traffic impact? You don't see. It's the same thing, right? Okay. Any more question, guys? Because I think we have to move on to the next module now.
Hi, sir. I have last question actually.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. What would be the default gateway for the VM here? Is
Sorry,
it a
what would
segment
be?
default gateway IP address for the VMs, which is in the NSX network?
Yeah, yeah. What? I didn't get your question. What would be the default gateway?
What is the default gateway IP address?
Default gateway would be a routing instance, the NSX
Uh,
routing instance for every virtual machine.
segment IP address, you mean to say?
No, no, no. Not segment IP address. There's default gateway. So whenever I'll show you that whenever we create a segment, right, we define the default gateway IP,
Uh-huh.
and that would be one of the instance of my router,
Okay.
one of the
For
interface
each
of my router.
VM, yeah, each VM we can configure up to 10 VNICs, right?
Correct.
Can we put them 10 VNICs in different segments?
Yes, why not? You can.
Okay.
You can.
If we initiate a traffic from VM, which segment will it prefer? Like, do we need to
See, I
configure
think
any default?
no, no. I think we are going too much into it actually, right? So I have not talked about
Okay.
the logical switching. So just hold on to this question because I think I just talked about why NSX, right? I
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
whatever I have explained, that part is clear, right?
Yeah, I
Right?
understood. So, yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay. Fine. I think we will be diverting from our workshop discussion actually, right? So
yeah.
I'll take up this question when I go and talk about logical switching, right? And second thing is, guys, see, it's a 3 hours of workshop where I'm trying to give you some understanding about the NSX, right? We have a 80 hours of deep dive learning program where we go and decode the NSX architecture for our learners, right? So try to understand one of the difference also, right? There's a 3 hours of workshop, there's a 80 hours of program, right? There'll always be a difference out there, right? Okay. So I think if there's no more question, then let's move on to the next topic of our discussion where we're going to talk about what is this SDN.